Live from the Man Cave, treadmills and tangents with Coach Aaron Cerrone and his army of wellness warriors. Live in discussion of all things health and wellness, along with community topics they happen to stumble upon.
Hey Omaha, good morning to you. Coach coming at you once again live from the Man Cubby. This is Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here on The Answer. And yes, we're back in the Man Cubby after a couple of episodes out at Mid-America Martial Arts. I'm rolling with Sam tonight.
Going on.
Today, I should say, this morning. How we doing?
Not too bad. Just, enjoying the little time in the Man Cubby. It's good to be back.
Sam put some, 90 hours in last week?
Yeah, last week, about 92 hours.
How much Husker gear did you guys sell up at Hy-Vee?
Oh, you're in 4 days, you're probably close to $90,000.
$90,000
in 4 days.
Husker gear, and the game didn't happen.
Yeah, that's how sad is that?
Well, I mean,
it's a good call. Don't get me wrong.
Can't beat Mother Nature.
But
yeah. So every year, Sam, they put up a big tent up at his Hy-Vee and just load it with Husker gear. Well, there's other gear. There's all kinds of sports stuff
we
up there.
most of it's Husker gear, Husker clothing, but we do some NFL stuff, merchandise and things like that.
How many Scott Frost shirts did you sell?
I couldn't even tell you. I couldn't keep track. That was probably the number one request was Frost. You have Frost shirts.
I've never seen. I mean, I'm from the Northeast, so it's all about pro sports in the Northeast. Growing up, we had our college teams, but it was mostly about pro sports because where I grew up in the Allentown area, you were literally a few hours drive from multiple pro NFL teams, right? So it was more pro football than anything back there. So you would get excited maybe about a player you got, but I've never seen any place so excited about a coach. And, I get it. And don't get me wrong. I think Scott Frost is an incredible coach and he's worth every dime he gets. He's proven it. He's got a track record. He wins everywhere he goes. But man, he's like being labeled as like the savior of all Husker Nation.
That's what it is about our Husker fans, man. They go all out. They're loyal when it comes to
afraid. I'm really afraid that it's like, what is the bar for him?
Ooh, yeah.
Like, in other words, like, this year, first year, new system, is it bowl or bust, or is he going to get a pass this first year? And then, is it like after that, is it like 10 wins or nothing? Yeah. Like that's what I feel like. You feel like it's like, okay, we're going to be back. I say we. I'm not even really a Husker fan.
Yeah, Mr. Notre Dame.
I'm a Notre Dame fan. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I'm not a Husker fan. I was a Big 8 fan growing up, so I loved it when the Huskers were out there whooping up on the SEC. I was all about it. I just, it's like This university is such a tradition of winning, and they've fired 9-win coaches in the past. It's like, so what's the floor?
Well, on like you said, our history, it's. I bet a lot of fans are sitting here. It's bowl or bust. Which they really can't though. If you think about it, the first year, it's not really his recruits. A lot of them.
Well, he's done damn near 20 years since they've been dominant. Right?
Yeah, well, but if you go back,
to the national title with what's his bucket? I can't believe I just
Pelini.
No. Holy smokes! Thank God they're gonna come after me.
Yeah,
Mr. Heisman Trophy winner when they went out and got whooped by Miami.
Oh, you talking about Tommy Frazier?
No. Oh my gosh, you're worse than me.
I am right now.
That was in the 90s.
Oh wow!
But anyway,
they're gonna come after us now.
But so it's been quite some time. Is my point. So a lot of young fans don't even remember when they were dominant. I mean, they've always been good. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah. They've never been doormats. I think that's a unfair description of the Husker program.
But I mean, if I remember, if you go back to when Osborne was coach, it took him 22 years before he won a championship.
Oh yeah,
So I mean.
There's a period where, and I think all universities go through that, where there's a period of getting really spoiled, and then that sets the bar, right? That's the benchmark that it's supposed to be forever, and it never is. I think Alabama's bucking that trend right now, where they've been able to sustain. But if you look back at the '80s, they had some really good Miami teams.
Oh yeah.
The '90s had some good Husker teams. The 2000s, those USC teams were very, very good.
Yep.
So you had teams that had chunks of years where they were very good consistently, but then it always tapered off, right? It tapered. Oklahoma was good for a long time, then it tapered off for them, and then they got good again. So I think it's very cyclical. They're due. Husker Nation's due to come back around?
It was kind of sad that the game got canceled, though. You couldn't see I guess, kind of where Frost has gone with the team. So I think that keeps the hype going, though, for this weekend.
Well,
for the next game.
You didn't have your traditional patsy to work out the bugs. And now, not that Colorado is a great team, but they're not an Akron.
Right.
So, you're playing a Power 5 team who, is not going to be a pushover. So it's not ideal, but, it's definitely a good test coming out the gate. It should be a fun game. There's a lot of history.
Everybody got to see him Frost go out of the tunnel, though. I guess that was pretty exciting.
I was listening to a radio show where it said that might be a blessing in disguise that the game didn't happen. Not because they didn't get to play, but because now all the young kids, the first-timers, and you get those jitters out. You've experienced the tunnel walk. You've experienced the pregame warm-up. You've experienced the adrenaline rush. Now you know how to handle it.
Yep.
Now it's like, okay, guys, this is what it feels like. Now let's let's keep it in check so we can play a sound game. I mean, what's funny is it's the same thing in fighting. That, that's why you do smokers. That's why you do amateur fights. So you can get used to that pregame, that the prep for the fight prep, the warm-up process.
That natural adrenaline dump.
The process of weighing in and going through your doctor's check and then warming up and then figuring out how to warm up and not warm up so much that you adrenaline dump. Right. Like, you're going to have the adrenaline dump anyway. What's the right amount of warm up so that you can adrenaline dump and still have enough energy for the fight, and then you get in the ring and it's like, now it kicks up all over again. And oh my gosh, there's people looking at me now. We're not in the gym anymore. Right. There's people looking at me. It's like, there's a lot of benefit from, going through that process and walking through everything and experiencing that,
I definitely would have enjoyed that a little bit before I popped in the ring a few times.
Well, sometimes ignorance is bliss, right? Yeah. You don't know any better. That's why they always say, like, a young team, they don't know any better. They don't understand the stage. They don't understand the moment. So they're just playing by the seat of their pants. And they don't realize what's happening, which can be good. But at the same time, I think it's always better to have than have not in general. Just be prepared.
Yeah, I would agree with
preparation, like to say, an ounce of preparation. Speaking of preparation, just had our self-defense, our first self-defense happy hour clinic yesterday. And it was all about... It really was all about awareness and discussing how to be safe, not necessarily how to break this chokehold or what do you do if someone's holding a gun to your head and, you pray to God they don't pull the trigger, right? It's more about just, hey, what's being aware, what's being around you, your surroundings, not putting yourself in a situation and setting yourself up for failure. And I think that's the number one.
I would agree with that.
I think that hope we tried to get across and hope people took away. And we're going to make this a regular thing. Hopefully, once a month to start at the very least. Bi-weekly would be great, but at least once a month, we're going to have our Friday night happy hour self-defense clinics down at Mid-America Martial Arts, and absolutely free. I have no intention to make any money. I just want to, give back to the community and help people out. And it's not geared towards any particular segment. It's not specifically for women or
it's for anybody and everybody.
Yeah, because awareness and having an awareness of self and of your surroundings and just a little bit of preparedness. An ounce of preparedness is worth a pound of cure, isn't it? How it goes, something like that. So, and I think that holds water when it comes to life and self-defense. But what's funny is, every time I do a clinic like that, there's always somebody that's like, well, what if?
Well, there's always what ifs.
Well, and I tell people we can what if it to death. We can be here all day if we what if something. And even in martial arts in general, when I'm teaching, I'm like, all right, guys, don't what if this. We're just working on something specific, and it's a drill. If we what if it, we'll never get to where we want to go, because anything can happen. Every movement, every technique has a counter. And there's a counter to the counter to the counter.
I think it's good just to stick with basic stuff too. Just basic, like you said, just knowledge, just knowing, being aware. Knowing, hey, probably don't park this far away from the store, but maybe park closer. Just basics like that.
Basics when fights. Fights and war in general is chaos, and it comes back to the basics. Yep. Just like they say in football, at the end of the day, it's blocking and tackling. It doesn't matter how fancy the offense or defense is. If you can't block and tackle, you lose.
Yep.
So the basics do in fights. Why? Because it's chaotic. So your gross motor patterns kick in, and the more basic the movement is, the better chance you have when you're in that red zone and can't think straight, and you don't even know your name, let alone intricate, minute details or intricate movements. The gross motor movements will take over. Everything that's become habit and muscle pattern is what's going to come through, right? When you quote unquote freak out, what's the most likely thing you're going to do?
The basics.
Yeah. That's why, basics win fights. One of my mentors, Greg Nelson, he owns, the Academy, which used to be called Minnesota Martial Arts Academy, which is known as the Academy now, up in Minneapolis. And he always says the most basic technique done at the right time is the most effective.
Couldn't have said it any better myself.
Yeah. It is
so
what
true.
It is, right?
Yeah.
It's simple, but it's like the right thing at the right time wins, right? It doesn't have to be intricate. It doesn't have to be fancy. The most basic thing done at the right time will win fights all the time. Yeah, all the time. I don't know. It's fun though. I like teaching self-defense. I like helping people. I also like getting into the minutia of martial arts as well. I've been a lifetime martial artist, so that's fun as well. But it's not for everybody.
No, it's not.
It's not meant for everybody. I don't think it can be for everybody, but at the same time, again, right place, right time. How you're applying it.
Right.
And what's your situation? What are your needs?
Right.
At the time. And I think that's what's best. But all right, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here in The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM. We'll be right back. When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our Strength and Conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. They're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Live from the Man Cave, Treadmills and Tangents with Coach Aaron Saran and his army of wellness warriors.
Welcome back, everybody, to Treadmills and Tangents. Coach coming at you with Sam today, your health and wellness show. Sam, what's going on up at the Hy-Vee? What's trending up there, man?
Oh, big thing right now is probiotics. Probiotics are big right now.
I'm a big kefir guy.
Yeah. You were trying to make your own there for a while, weren't you?
I was. It's. I still do. I still have the kefir grains, which they're not really grains. They're just living organisms, right. And you just put milk in there, and really, it's just kefir's just fermented milk. And if you wait too long, you end up making curds and whey. I've done that a few times by accident. But no, I like kefir. I think it's Lifeway. Is that the brand?
Lifeway, yep.
I like the Lifeway
theirs
plain
is good. I like
kefir.
theirs.
No, yeah, it's very good.
It's very tasty.
It's pricey.
It is
good.
It is a little pricey, but it's good.
Yeah, and they got a bunch of different flavors. I stick to the plain just because when you start adding flavors, you start getting sugar content up. But yeah, a lot of the shtick on probiotics is gut health.
Yep.
Your gut biome and your microbiome, and more probiotics is good for you, and that and in some cases that can be true. There's still, the jury's still kind of out on if probiotics help everybody, and there's some studies out there that show maybe it doesn't, and there are studies that it definitely does, but we know we have gut bacteria,
right?
And we need gut bacteria to remain healthy. Mm-hmm. And in fact, when we get on drugs like antibiotics, it can damage our gut bacteria. So we always got to be very careful with what drugs we put in our body, because we can essentially damage the internal environment of our body, especially our gut. And a lot of the diseases we know are metabolic diseases, are metabolically oriented. So gut health is incredibly important for everybody. I think for everybody. And I'm guessing a lot of people don't have good gut health.
I would say probably not. Just in the fact of the way people eat alone and how, I guess, unhealthy they are around these days.
Yeah, so, I would agree with that. I mean, so what are probiotics? Well, we know it's bacteria, and we know that we do need a healthy amount of gut bacteria, for lack of a better term, to keep our digestive system working essentially how it needs to be. And it's live bacteria and yeast, that essentially living organisms that populate our gut. And, they're good and helpful. And, there's been research that shows it can help with irritable bowel syndrome and things like inflammatory bowel syndrome, even eczema. If you got infectious diarrhea, things like that. Diarrhea caused by antibiotics, which is because the antibiotics kill the gut bacteria. So these probiotics are a way to hopefully, and the goal is to repopulate your good, healthy gut bacteria. Now, there's some studies out there that show maybe it doesn't completely work like that. You can't jumpstart your gut bacteria. And there's some studies that show that it can. They show that, there's probiotics and gut bacteria in your stools, but it's not maybe necessarily present in the gut itself. So that's kind of why the jury's out on probiotics. But, where do you get probiotics? Where are the sources? Well, like I mentioned, kefir, and we know yogurt, which kefir and yogurt they're not the same thing, but they're essentially steps away from each other, right? Our kombucha. And if you think about all the things I'm going to mention, they're all fermented products.
Yep, all fermented.
Yeah, so your sauerkraut, your kimchi, tempeh, kombucha, yogurt, pickled cucumbers, miso. Did you know that?
I did not know miso.
Dude, I love miso soup. Do you like miso soup?
I do enjoy it. I can't say that I eat it regularly or, but I do when it's around, I'll eat it.
Yeah, I don't know how to make it, but miso soup. When I was in Japan, the soups were so good. The food was just incredibly good.
They're known for soups over in that area. I mean, it's got to be amazing.
They were all like fish-based for the most part, at least where I was.
That makes sense.
I was in the Okinawa area, and we went to the soba houses or the noodle houses, and you'd always get a huge bowl of soup with a bunch of noodles in it, and then you'd get like your chicken and rice.
How fresh it is too from there.
I don't know. The amount of food they serve you is ridiculous, and I don't know. For the most part, they're fairly thin population, and I would just eat myself stupid. Full.
So their portion sizes aren't any better than ours.
Oh my gosh. but I think the quality of food is better. The freshness of the food is better. But I couldn't believe how much food they gave every time. And, you go to some places where there's no English, so you kind of do the point and shoot and hope.
hope you
get something that's recognizable.
You don't get like a fish head with some eyes popping out or something.
I have. You just kind of roll with it. If you're not adventurous, you got to be careful where you go.
That's fun.
Yeah. Some of the things, dark chocolate actually has probiotics in it. And again,
that I did not know.
The dark chocolate, not milk chocolate. We're talking like the 85% and higher type.
Well, it's funny because I'm reading this article and they're talking there's 2 types of bacteria used in probiotics too. And I'm probably going to butcher these names, but...
Oh, dude, I looked at the names and...
Lactobacillus and Bifidobacterium. Bifido.
The biff of the bacteria. Excellent.
I butchered those.
What's funny is that microalgae have it. Kvass, cottage cheese, apple cider vinegar, which I drink regularly.
Do you like cottage cheese?
I do like cottage cheese. I do.
Tim does not like cottage cheese, as far as I know.
It's good. It's loaded with protein too.
Yes.
Sourdough has it.
Really?
Which sourdough? There's a fermenting process in sourdough, so makes sense. Yeah, crazy. I've seen some articles where it may or may not work. I think for the most part, it's better to have than have not. Right. I wouldn't go overboard in getting a whole lot of probiotics in your diet. If I would say include kefirs, include yogurts, include some fermented stuff. Yeah. Be careful with the sugar. I always tell people, everybody thinks yogurt is just inherently good for you. Yogurt plain itself is. All the fruit and sugar and the crap they put in with it, and granola is not.
Just like anything else. You start adding stuff, here comes the sugar and everything else with it.
Right.
Every time.
Same thing with the kefir. So just be careful, guys. If you want to get the probiotics in your diet, that's cool. I mean, don't go overboard. Now, if you're suffering from gut issues, IBS, inflammatory gut stuff, hey, maybe you should look into adding a little bit more probiotics. And here's what I'll say. You can get it in the pill form.
I was just going to say that too.
I always say that if you can get it in the more natural form through food, that's probably the best. I know when I drink kefir, and if I haven't drinking it in a while, that next day...
tend to notice a little bit?
Well, I not tend to notice. I do notice, and I don't venture far from a bathroom.
Yeah.
And so, good, bad, or indifferent, I just recognize it as okay that my body's cleaning itself out at that point. And I do feel better. I do feel like it's like a cleanse going on. I think it's just my body, my gut getting back to where it needs to be.
So it's just a good cleansing. You can just get a good
I don't
want
to say cleanse, because when we say cleanse, people kind of take it to a different place. Like, you're doing things to purposely just pipe clean yourself. Yeah, right?
That's a valid point.
I just want to say it's my body's gut getting back to normal, which is essentially what it.
I didn't realize how much bacteria is actually in those things. They're talking anywhere between 1 billion to more than 250 billion.
Yeah, but think about, you're talking about microscopic.
That is true.
Organisms,
but here. Still a billion. Billion's that's a
billion with a B is a lot of anything, right?
It's a number to try to fathom. It's like
billion with a B. Like when people say dollars, billion, yes, with a B. As if a million's not a lot,
Right? No. I love. There's a classic picture that I've seen about between millionaires and billionaires of pictures of yachts.
It's light years.
It is ridiculous.
The difference between the average middle class and a millionaire is significant. Yeah. The next leap to billionaire is ridiculous. Yes. It is ridiculous, the amount of money and the lifestyle. I mean, lifestyle's all relative to what you want it to be, right? But it's, as far as amount of money, it's ridiculous. And your buying power.
I couldn't even fathom that.
I couldn't either. It was you remember a couple of years ago when the Powerball was starting to get close to $1 billion?
Yes.
That was amazing. I was hoping nobody would win just to be able to see $1 billion on the board.
Oh, man.
I mean, it hit, like 850 million?
I think it was in the nines.
But, man, I was just like, that'd be so awesome if somebody wins $1 billion with a B.
Yeah, $1 billion with a B.
That would be awesome.
Would they get $1 billion after taxes, though, and all that jazz, but...
Well, still, I mean, even if the government takes 40% or whatever the hell what happens to be, I mean, there's not $1 billion sitting there. Like, the cash out's going to be, half of that, and then, the government, for whatever reason, needs to take probably 40% of that. So,
well, that's if you take the cash out.
You're going to get several $100 million.
Oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
Right. I'd be happy with a couple 100,000.
One of my favorite stories of, one of our coaches, Eddie, who's our jiu-jitsu coach at the gym, it involves Powerball. We were driving down L Street, getting towards the interstate, and there's that Powerball sign off to the left of L Street. You can see as you're getting on the on-ramp. And I looked up and it was like $23 million or something stupid. It was like when it was just initially someone had just won it, so it was still just starting to grow. And this was I clearly remember this was when it was still $1, so it didn't grow as fast. Okay. And I looked up and went, oh man, I forgot to get my ticket. And Ed goes, I got mine. And whoever was sitting in the back, and I can't remember who it is to save my life, made a comment, man, I don't play that till it gets to be like $30-40 million. And it turns around and goes, what, you ain't poor enough to take $10 million? And I just started dying. It was so funny.
That's great.
But it just puts it in perspective. Yeah. Like, you ain't poor enough to take $1 million? Like, I'll take $100. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm poor enough to take $50 to $100. I'm good. Yeah, that's funny. Good. That's Ed for you.
Yeah, good. All right, guys, we're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here on The Answer, 94.5 FM, 1420 AM, your health and wellness show. When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our Strength and Conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. They're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Live from the Man Cave, Treadmills and Tangents with Coach Aaron Saran and his army of wellness warriors.
Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show right here on The Answer. So Sam's got some news. We might be jumping the gun a little bit. I'm not sure how he actually announced it here in Omaha.
They did not, but
in Des Moines, Hy-Vee is dipping their toe into the health market.
Yeah, they actually did an off-site health market store. So I mean, just the health and wellness stuff.
That's exciting. I mean, are we talking like not a nutrition store, not like your traditional nutrition supplements?
No.
We're talking like a natural grocers type thing.
Basically, yeah, like a natural grocers. Like it has a pharmacy in there. It'll have meat, seafood, fresh produce. It'll have frozen. I
can't help but think this is a bit of an offshoot of the Walmart marketplaces type of idea.
I mean, I think it is a little bit, but I think they're trying to go more in the direction of health and wellness.
And more organic. It's going to be all organic?
There will be more, I'm going to assume mostly organic, yeah, and probably like your gluten-free and stuff like that. So,
is this going to take the place of the organic sections in the regular Hy-Vees?
I wouldn't probably say not, because there used to be off-site.
They're killing it.
Yeah,
the organic sections are killing it.
It's great.
I think all stores are killing it in the organic
I think
section.
that area of stores are just growing, becoming so mainstream right now that you can't help but let it grow. Now, I don't know if it'll replace it, because for a while there, Hy-Vee's had off-site liquor stores, but we still had the wine and spirits in the stores.
Do they still have the off-site liquor stores?
No, they kind of didn't do as well. As like our store was one of the few that actually had it. We were a test store on it.
I don't understand. I mean, the whole idea behind Hy-Vee is a one-stop shopping place. That's why they got the little clothing place in there now.
Yeah, they're trying to push that stuff now.
I don't know what
Basin,
the soap place,
the Basin, and that's actually in the health market store.
Dude, I get nauseous. Like I'll go in there and I smell like tube. My daughter likes walking through there and looking at all that stuff. But after a while, I start getting a headache.
It's strong.
It's like, holy
you got
smokes.
Like 30 different scents in just one little area.
It's all open air.
It's
like, holy. And you would think they would permeate through the store, and it doesn't. But the second you walk in that little square area, it's like, oh my gosh.
Fortunately, in our store, it's right next to my department, so I got to smell it regularly.
Come to think of it, it's next to the organic section at the Stony Brook one.
Theirs is massive. Theirs is like the full sign. We just have an end cap. So we don't have the full station like they do.
Everything's bigger out west, man.
That is fair. But it's pretty cool. It's about 15,700 square feet. So it's a pretty good sized store.
But they're also attaching Orange Theories to them as well.
Yes. Correct? So Hy-Vee, and I guess don't know if they made this. They did kind of make it public, but they partnered up with Orange Theory. And so now
as well as Wahlburgers.
Yeah, as well as Wahlburgers. I mean, everybody knows Mark Wahlberg and his Performance Inspired.
Right, and that's an all Hy-Vee store. So.
That is an all Hy-Vee store. I haven't
tried any of this stuff. Have you tried it?
I have. I thought the bars were pretty decent. The protein wasn't bad. I haven't tried any of the pre-workout or any, post-workout stuff like that. But compared to
all the supplements are pretty much the same thing. Nobody's doing anything just out of the ordinary or inventive anymore. It's just the same concoctions.
Protein powder, different variants.
Powder. Yes, protein powder is protein powder. It's kind of. I always wonder when a store branches out. Like my business mind starts to kick in. It's like, are you getting out of your lane? Like, are you getting away from what works? What made you good? Like your bread and butter.
Yeah, and Hy-Vee's definitely kind of gone out and on some limbs, to say the least, on some stuff.
Which could be good. My dad used to always say, don't kick a winner in the butt.
Right.
He'd use a different word for butt, but never kicking a winner in the aces.
10 years ago, everybody was against the health markets being in the stores, and now they're dying to have them.
True.
So, I mean, sometimes you just got to branch out there and try it.
I was just wondering, what's the benefit of opening just a health food store? But it's just a full-up Hy-Vee. I mean, are they going to be in areas that maybe can't support the full big Hy-Vee flagship?
Well, this one is actually by the Jordan Creek Mall over there. So it's located over in that area, which they don't have a full Hy-Vee store.
Because a big Hy-Vee, I mean, those things are like 80,000 square feet.
Bigger now. I think ours is one of the smaller ones, and it's like 85,000 square foot.
Oh, okay. So they're big dogs.
So they're big.
Over 100,000 square feet.
Any more now,
yeah. So something that's 15,000 is actually, now that I think about it, our gym, Mid-American Martial Arts, is 8,000 square feet. So it's roughly twice the size of that. Yeah. Which, that's not very big now that I think about it.
No. And I mean, it's supposed to include, this includes a pharmacy, a health clinic, hearing aid center, so they're offering a lot. I don't know of anyone offering like a hearing aid,
They're coming a lot. So they have them in Sam's Club. And every time I'm checking out, you look up and it's right there.
Really?
I think I should get my ears checked, and then I don't.
Yeah.
And then I don't.
I don't know.
It's fascinated by what's inside my ears. What like I love this is disgusting, but you know how you go on YouTube and you end up going down a rabbit hole. Like,
oh yeah,
you go on YouTube to watch something specific, then you look off on the right and there's all this
something that just catches your eye.
And then you end up, you go on there, look at one thing you're so many degrees away from. But I caught a video of this called ear picking, where over in Vietnam and in that part of the world where they will clean your ears using like these long skinny picks, and they just clean them out. And but then of course that takes you to the video of these professional doctors, these ENTs, actually going in with the microscope and the lighted scope and professionally cleaning ears out. And it's just so nasty what ends up in people's ears. And they pull out these huge gobs of just petrified wax. And it's like, holy smokes, how was that in there? How'd you hear anything?
Yeah. I'm afraid that they, those people in Vietnam or whatever, poking your eardrum.
Yeah, I mean,
because they say that with Q-tips, you don't go in too far because of that.
Sure. Yeah, you can tell they're like lifting the ear and they're just slightly, just very gingerly, just kind of scraping the sides, and they pull stuff out.
Ooh, that's gonna feel weird.
But some of these things that these doctors pull out of people's ears, you're like, how did that fit in there? It just goes to show you just how deep your ear canal is. But you're like, how did that fit in there? Holy smokes!
I might have to check this out now and see. I might have to.
Dude, just go to YouTube and search earwax removal, and you'll see some epically disgusting things. But it's fascinating at the same time.
I'm kind of curious if they've ever pulled out like a bug or something.
Oh, they have. Oh, yeah.
I was going to say they have to.
Spiders and cockroaches and all kinds of stuff.
Because it's a known fact that while you sleep, when your mouth is open,
supposedly,
you
I don't want to know about that, though. That's gross.
What?
Gross.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So look for the Hy-Vees. I mean, have you heard any word of one coming this way?
They're talking about the CEO wants to start branching them out. I think next year they're going to start heading into Kansas City and Madison, Wisconsin first. But he's talking about doing 50 to 60 kind of stores.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah.
I mean, because Hy-Vee's still pretty much Midwest.
Yeah. I mean, we've just now started branching into Minnesota.
So moving a little further north, but
otherwise we're just Midwest.
So Midwest, that's a lot of stores for the Midwest.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. It'd be interesting. I mean, I think compared to some other things, I think it's a pretty good move. I mean,
yeah, I could see something like that, out in Elkhorn.
Yeah. Some littler town areas where maybe the big stores wouldn't work.
Elkhorn.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a big Hy-Vee out, though, off the interstate.
Or
is that a Walmart?
No, that's a Walmart.
Out by Gretna, right off of 80. That is a Walmart. You're right.
Yeah, that's a Walmart.
What's funny is when I'm teaching my entrepreneur class out at UNO, and I'm serious, but I'm half joking, and I was like, you guys learn all this marketing and all these, whiz bang things to do in marketing. I go, you know what the best marketing is? And they're like, what? I go where Walmart goes.
There's some truth to that. There is.
Think about it. If you go where Walmart or Target or Home Depot pops in, they've done the research, right? They're not going to drop one in. If you see a Walmart go in the middle of a field, go right next to it.
There's a reason.
Because there are people, they're either there and you can't see them, or they're coming.
Yep.
Right? So I would say the same thing. Like when you see a supermarket show up, and like, why is there a supermarket in the middle of the field? I don't care. I want to put something right next to it.
It's going to grow.
Something's showing up. When I first moved to Omaha, and I saw all the way out on Dodge. If you go all the way out on Dodge, past Village Point on the north side, you see all those car dealers.
Yep.
I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, why the hell are all these car dealers out in the middle of nowhere? Sure enough,
it exploded.
That's where the city started growing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, genius. I'm sure land was cheaper out there at the time too, so they could get a chunk of land. But it's just like, yep, so why reinvent the wheel? Just watch where the big kids
business
are going.
Go. That's where you go.
Yeah, no. So if you see a Hy-Vee pop up,
yeah. Well, we're Hy-Vees across 8 Midwestern states.
That's cool.
Wow,
that's cool.
We're getting up there.
All right, guys, we're going to take one more quick break before we wrap the show up. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents right here on The Answer, your health and wellness show. We'll be right back.
When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community, and that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. They're a little bit better as a person, they feel a little bit about their life, they feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage, everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.
Live from the Man Cave, treadmills and tangents with Coach Aaron Saran and his army of wellness warriors.
Welcome back, guys. You're listening to Treadmills and Tangents. Coach coming at you here with Sam this morning. Hope everybody's having a good morning and the coffee's going down easy.
The Covfefe.
And Huskers are playing the Buffaloes.
Ooh.
So
the Buffaloes. That'd be good. That's gonna be a good game.
I just like good games, you know. To be quite honest, I'm a Notre Dame fan, but even if Notre Dame loses, as long as it's a great game, like I don't even like when my own team blows out another team because I'm like, okay, this is boring now.
Well, you just want to turn it and watch something else. I'm with you. I hate bad games.
That's my only knock on Husker fans. Like you get that feeling that if it's not a 50-point blowout, they're not happy. I don't know. I've gone to 4 games and just being in the stands. That's the vibe I always got from Husker fans.
I can't deny that because it kind of is the vibe.
I went and saw them play Penn State when Penn State came in a few years back, and I sat in the Penn State section. But it was a great game. It was a defensive battle. It was like a 16-10 game, and man, the Huskers were winning, and their fans were pissed off. I'm like, your team's winning. This is a great game.
They like destruction. They like to. Devour those guys.
You want to see your team blow out another team, I guess, but I want to see a good game, though.
I'd rather see back and forth battle,
good competitive game. Even if my team loses, I'm like, man, that was a great game. I want to walk away saying that was a great game.
We gave it everything we had.
So I'm more of a college football fan. I like college football better than pro.
Well, they got more on the line to prove.
I just think it's more exciting. I think there's more energy. Yeah. The fans are in it better. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a Philly fan, and I went to games at the Old Vet. And if you've ever been to the Old Veterans Stadium, that place was a zoo.
I have not.
And there's nothing quite like Philly fans. I don't think anybody will deny that. But I went to a game and sat in the 700 level, which is the top bowl of Veterans Stadium, and those people were lunatics. I'm talking just... Well, I mean, it's a well-known fact that the fans got so rowdy that the city put a courtroom at the bottom of Veterans Stadium.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know
They're
that.
arresting that many people. They put a judge in the bottom.
That's pretty bad.
So they could just, clink them up and put them on a paddy wagon. And,
oh, great.
Yeah, so that just goes to show you what kind of fan. But gotta love them. I'm a Pennsylvania kid, or a PA kid, as they'd say back there. Speaking of, I don't know why, that's not a very good segue. I was just, we were down in Tulsa last weekend, over Labor Day weekend, doing some training. We go to a Muay Thai seminar, a kickboxing seminar every year. And our instructor, Grandmaster Chai, Arjun Chai, Surasuit, that's his longest running seminar, over 30 years.
30 years.
Yeah, and that's since 1985, the mid-80s it's been going. Man. And it's a great seminar. There's like 60, 70 people there.
It's a great amount of people.
But the reason I bring it up is that one of my senior instructors, Mr. Mike Parker from Oklahoma City, one of my mentors, someone I looked up to, someone who I find very inspiring, and the guy's been doing Muay Thai his whole life. And when you look at him, he's a formidable guy. He's a nurse by trade, and he's a formidable guy. Not a monster of a man, but just you can tell he's a big physical person. And for as long as I know him, I never knew how old he was. He would look the same to me every year in and year out. The guy doesn't age.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that one.
He's got like almost a baby face, but he's incredibly physically fit, and he attributes it all to Muay Thai and just being active and whatnot. And at the end of the seminar, all the instructors lined up, so I'm standing up there. He's a little bit down from me, and they were taking turns. All the senior instructors would take turns addressing the large seminar, and he gets out there And he says, he starts talking about how Muay Thai has affected his life and how Muay Thai makes you strong, but strong in many, many ways. And he says, everywhere I look, I see old people having trouble moving, having trouble getting across the street, needing help getting in the car. And he goes, it's not because they're old. It's because they're not strong anymore. And they let themselves get weak. And his point was, don't let yourself get weak. And we know this. There's studies that prove the longer you weight train, the deeper in life you'll go, the more physically active you can be, based on other people who don't weight train, right? But his point was, keep your body strong and use Muay Thai to keep your body strong, and don't let yourself get to the point where you can't get in and out of a car. And he was basically making a comment on society that we let ourselves get weak, but stay strong mentally, stay strong physically. And then he goes, I don't ever intend to quit. He goes, next year I turn 60. I was like, holy smokes.
He does not look 60.
This guy looks like he's in his 30s, and I'm dying if I'm lying. And I was like, when he said that, I about fell over. Like, dude, you're 60? Oh my gosh.
That is impressive. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it just goes to, it's just a testament to how important it is to stay active.
Yeah.
And the more active you are, the more you push your body, the more stress you put on your body. The struggle makes you stronger. We say it all the time in the gym. The struggle makes you stronger. And if you don't challenge yourself, you don't challenge your body, it's got no reason to stay strong.
Right.
I mean, do anything. Get off your butt and do anything.
Sorry, I'm still so blown away that he's 60. I'm just like in awe right now.
I
hope I'm even close to that at 60.
Tim was standing 2 people down from me, and he said 60. I turned to Tim and mouthed a profanity. I was like, you got to be effing kidding me. And I had no idea. I mean, I knew he was in his 50s, somewhere in his 50s. I thought it was his early 50s. But I was like, wow.
That's amazing. That's impressive.
He made comment to me that, his daughters were in their 30s, but I just didn't put 2 and 2 together that he was almost. But again, I mean, it's not just the martial arts. I mean, it is a testament to the martial arts, and I'm very proud to say that the martial arts can keep you youthful, can keep you strong.
Oh yeah. Just staying active in general.
Just
anything.
Anything active, and it's never too late to start. It's never too soon to start either.
Yeah.
Okay. At the same time, like, don't wait till Monday. Just start today. Like, don't wait till the new year. Like, why wait? Just start.
There's never going to be a good time to start. I mean, you know how everybody sits there and says, "Well,
the best
it's not a good
right
time."
Now.
Yeah, the best time's right now.
The best time's right now.
You can sit there and say it's never going to be a good time every day. You just got to go and do it.
But you can do something every day.
Yeah.
You can get up and go for a walk.
Yeah.
Even if it's pouring rain, you can get up and go for a walk.
Yeah. Even if you do a push-up a day.
How hard is that? Dropping. I tell people all the time that are, bound to their office. I was like, look, every hour on the hour, get up and do 50 squats to your chair. What does that take?
5 minutes, if that.
Well, not even. Like a minute, right? 5 minutes if you're doing
if you're taking your sweet time.
Doing one every 5 seconds, right? But you know what I mean? Or just, you're not going to break a sweat, but just do something. Get up and walk around the building 3 times. Do anything. But, obviously that's not going to be enough. You got to start pushing yourself. A lot of people get discouraged because, it's too hard. Or my favorite is, it hurts. Well, what do you mean? It hurts.
Yeah.
Are you feeling some discomfort? Because that's not hurts.
I've heard you say that quite a few times in the gym. Well, what's your definition of hurt? What do you mean hurt?
Right. Is your spine hurt, or are your muscles tired right now? Right. I knew people, like, we were doing, this is some years back, we were doing ab work, and we had a student, and she was a little overweight. She goes, it hurts. It shouldn't hurt. And I was like, what do you mean hurt? And I copped a little bit of an attitude with her, but I'm like, what do you mean hurt? There's nothing in this process, unless you have an ailment or something broken, quote unquote broken, nothing should be hurting.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what you may be feeling is that you're out of shape and you're not conditioned, and this is your body screaming a little bit, saying, okay, I'm feeling some discomfort. This isn't comfortable anymore. Yeah. Right? Well, good.
Yeah, people are going to translate that into pain, I guess, in a way.
Well,
some people use it as
hey, man, I grew up, my first karate school was totally the no pain, no gain. We even had it on the back of our gi. No pain, no gain. Right?
Cobra Kai style.
That doesn't mean hurt yourself.
Right.
What it really means is like, hey, you got to suffer a little bit if you want your body to grow and get in physical shape and harden up and toughen up a little bit. You got to experience some pain. Pain being relative, but discomfort, okay, that's pain. That's a level of pain, right? Stress, sweat, I feel hot, I'm tired. Yet those are all levels of pain, right? So, yeah, I think there's credence to no pain, no gain.
Oh, yeah, I would agree.
Right? You got to get out of your comfort zone, right? And it's, when you first start working out, it sucks.
That it does.
No doubt. I'm not going to argue that 100%. I'm not going to. It sucks. But you know what? As you get in better shape and you keep pushing yourself, it still sucks.
That is true.
If you're doing it right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying you can't have fun working out.
Right.
And it should be fun and enjoyable. But if there's not a little bit of suck, right? And not a little bit of pain, not a little bit of stress, not a little bit of pressure on your body, you're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're sitting on the couch.
Just breathing that air.
I almost said a little bit of suck on the body, which now that I said it, I'm like, it still sounds bad.
Oh, here we go.
Edit.
Yep.
Edit.
It's a good thing.
No, but I thought it was a great message, that
it puts it in perspective a little bit.
Well, how he parlayed it, it's more about life.
Yeah.
The punching and kicking is great. The art of Muay Thai is wonderful.
Yes,
the beautiful violence, as we like to say. But it's about keeping yourself strong, your mind strong, your body strong to endure life. You got to endure life. I know
life's tough.
There's not a single person I know is in good shape that'll ever say, like, they just handle stress better. Like, they handle the overwhelmingness of life better. And it's just your body can handle. Your body has a better tolerance for different stresses. I mean, simple things like temperature change. Like, we go to the gym, like, I'm famous for having the biggest air conditioner in the city. As in, the garage door in the back is open.
Yep.
I hate the air conditioner. Now, once in a while, if it's like a heat index of 120 and the humidity's a bazillion, like, I'll turn it on just to kill the humidity in the place so you can breathe.
And I think you do that more for the kids than you do
more for the
else.
kids. Yeah, I don't care about the adults.
Yeah, when it comes to us, yeah.
Right. But my point is like, it doesn't bother me one bit.
Yeah.
Like, the heat, aren't you hot? I go, well, it's warm, but it is what it is. And I attribute that to just keeping yourself conditioned and keeping yourself in shape. And you're more tolerant. Yeah. You're more tolerant to heat. You're more tolerant to cold. You're more tolerant to stress.
Well, it gets a little mental factor in there too. So mentally, you're able to handle it better, which goes back to that stress. So you can handle the stress of life better mentally.
Yeah, you can just handle adversity better. I think there's so many benefits to being in good physical health. And by physical health, I mean, I'm not just talking about having 6-pack abs and 5% body fat. You don't need that to be healthy. No. That's more aesthetics than anything. I mean, everybody should have some body fat, some subcutaneous fat. It's organ fat we got to worry about. But the humans are meant to have fat, right? That's how we survive.
Yep.
Right now, I was talking to somebody. We talked about a study that came up where it's estimated the average person can live a year without food as long as they have water. We carry that much fat around.
That's crazy. I didn't know it was a year. I knew we could live.
A year might be an exaggeration, but it's a long time. You can live a long time. If you're carrying 30, 40 pounds of body fat.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, you can live off that for a long time. But anyhow. And now someone who's going to hear that's going to blow us up saying that's impossible, but it's not okay. But it's a long time. Can we just leave it at that?
It's a long time. Just it's a long. It's all we need to know. Long time with water.
We talk about wellness, health and fitness, and wellness being a more encompassing term. That the more fit you are, the better your overall wellness is. I think just in life, you're more productive at work.
Yep.
You're probably a better parent, to be quite honest.
Your family life's better.
And we're broad brushing here. We're talking generalities. I know there's probably some very fit people that are shitty parents. I get it. But or just not good workers, whatever happens.
Right.
But I think for the most part, I think we can all agree that, if you take care of yourself, get your probiotics.
Yeah. I will attest to that. I mean,
drink your kefir, kids.
Yeah. Just when I started working out more, just my attitude towards work and just my production levels just skyrocketed.
Do you ever hear the Ovaltine commercial? Do you know what Ovaltine is?
Oh, God, Ovaltine, yeah.
Drink your Ovaltine, kids.
They used to have the decoder rings and everything.
Oh, yeah. I used to drink Ovaltine going up.
Ovaltine.
But drink your kefir now.
Yeah.
Drink your kefir.
Drink your kefir and your kombuchas.
All right, guys. That's about all the time we have. As always, appreciate you listening in to us. Treadmills and Tangents, your health and wellness show. Check us out on Facebook. Check out our website. We're always posting the shows. We're always posting a lot of articles on our Facebook. Just tidbits to help you live a better life in the big O. I like putting a lot of videos up and a lot of keynote speeches of leading experts in the field of health and wellness and fitness and diet and nutrition, so that, we're not just making the stuff up. We're taking it right from the experts. But we like to put it in layman's terms and talk about it in a fun way. So I hope that's what you're getting out of our show. As always, shoot us an email or message us on Facebook with any suggestions or anything you'd like to see or hear or talk about. And until next time, see ya.
When you walk into Mid-American Martial Arts, you're walking into more than punching and kicking. You're walking into a community. And that is what I think sets us apart from everybody else. We train anywhere from 4 years old, and we have students as old as in their 60s here. Our main programs are Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai kickboxing, Judo, as well as our strength and conditioning program, which is our Training for Warriors program. Our main goal is that when people leave here, they feel better about themselves. They're a little bit better as a person. They feel a little bit about their life. They feel better about their day. Now, everybody holds baggage. Everybody has stress. This is the place where they can come in and put all that away for a little bit and work on themselves. Yeah, do we hope they can defend themselves better? Sure. Do we hope they can punch and kick a little better? Absolutely. None of that matters if they don't feel good about themselves. And that's the main key. If they can walk out of here feeling good about themselves, feeling good about their life, then we've won that day.